And Paper Sky, the song is talking about a plastic world that I built for my wife, and now she doesn't want to stay in it. How y'all doing? Ezra here. It's Coffee and Song. I've already finished my coffee, but you can grab a cup. Coffee and Song's where I just drink a cup of coffee and I play a song, and in the middle I just talk about whatever comes to mind at the time. I like physical media for many reasons, but there's lots of things you could do with this though if you don't have a CD player. If you're having a dinner party and you want a conversation piece, you could buy 6 of these, and you have coasters, and it'll start a conversation. Because check that out. There's a bear sitting on a bed with a woman. What's up with that? You can talk about that. Paper Sky. So this album, Paper Sky represents what was going on at this time. This album's real different from my other albums. It's real eclectic album. It's got some really cool stuff on there. But I did a lot of collaborations on this album. So Jeff Stanley's the main collaborator on this album. And I did this because of many reasons. One was that back in that time, I'd had a botched kind of surgery and lost the feeling in my arm and my hand and in my fingertips. And playing guitar, I could play, but it was just not the same. I just couldn't feel it, so I started messing with other instruments. Ended up collaborating, and then this is how this came about. And I was really desperate at this time. It had been like 4 years since I'd put out an album when this came out, and I was desperate to put out music. And I was writing and doing all the things. I just didn't have the money. And this time in my life was like I felt so constrained. I'd cut my hair. My hair's been long, like very. Like all the way back to teen years, and I had finally cut it. I was trying to act like a normal human being and do the 9 to 5, put my wife in a car where it doesn't break down every month, have a house. I was trying to do all the stuff, and I was so constrained, and music was getting further and further off the table. It was like under the table with the dogs. That's what it felt like. And the irony of this is that I was doing it, I thought, for my wife, to give her a stable life, give her the things that she wanted. And it basically kind of just kept pulling us apart. So it's kind of I was doing this for her, but I was also taking away from her the man that she married, which is a guy that's just obsessed with music. My whole life is music. It's what I think about like 24 hours a day. And I just put that away, and I just went to work, and then I was too tired or no money was left. And so music was just getting further and further away, and I was getting more and more frustrated. And I put this out kind of out of desperation. It was some great songs. It wasn't what I wanted to do. At that time, I wanted to play my acoustic music, but it worked. And so I put that out. And Paper Sky, the song is talking about a plastic world that I built for my wife, and now she doesn't want to stay in it. That's the whole weird thing, is that I went to all this trouble to try to be this different guy. And not that I'm not, well, okay, I was about to say not that I wasn't normal. I wasn't normal, but nothing wrong with being normal. In fact, I have a job now. I don't know if everybody knows what I do, but I have a job now, and music is like 100% still. And so I look back at that era, and I just see that I didn't realize how much work it takes. Not just physical work, but mental work, planning, thoughtfulness to construct your life in a way that you can keep music and art, whatever that is, that passion is, in the center of your life, and still do the things that need to be done in life. And because I don't have any. Maybe I did when I was younger, but I don't have any need to be famous. Not even on YouTube or Spotify. I don't care about that stuff. I care deeply that music is in my life to the point that I wake up and I'm working on something, that I go to bed at night and it keeps me up at night. That's whatever that is about music and art that does that makes me, it stresses me out actually, but it's something I like. I like that drive, that it's always calling me to new plateaus of ideas, and I'm always constructing something. I've got to have that, and it's got to be real. It just can't be my little hobby in the back. It's got to be something real. And so I think like the main lesson I learned, because what I eventually did is just dropped a grenade in the middle of my life, because I didn't know how to get out of the plastic world. I had no idea how to reverse my life back to this time where music was such a big part of it. So I just dropped a grenade, which is probably not the best way, but there's a few ways to drop a grenade. You can drop a grenade and then just go down to the depths, or you can drop the grenade with a plan to change your life and reinvent your life, and then start working on that plan. And that's more the way I did it this last time. I've dropped several grenades, but this last grenade, which was about 12 years ago now, was a planned grenade to go back and find a life that's meaningful to me. And when I recovered that person that I am, this other stuff that I'm calling normal, like having a car and a house and a job, it fits in there just fine. It's actually kind of good, because music needs this kind of balance of getting your mind off of it. So I'll go to work, I'll start some ideas in the morning, and I'll go to work and I'll come home and they've, like, I don't know, worked back in my subconscious or something, and they just start coming out. And so it was basically a problem. It was me. I was the problem. What? It was a problem with the way my life was constructed. It wasn't a problem that I didn't have enough time or enough money. I've also found out as I got the money to make albums that money doesn't help. It doesn't help. I mean, it's no easier to make albums with money than it is. I think it's actually harder, because there's more choices to make. You don't need a lot of money to make an album, and you can use money, but it's still hard. There's still all these decisions that are. I've just like measured making albums with no money and making albums with money, and they take just as long. They even seem a little bit harder. There's more ambition in there, so there's things I'm trying to do that are a little bit bigger. But I didn't need all that stuff. And what I needed was to sit down and realize that to have a life that I want, it's just not going to be handed to me. It's not going to be just sat in my lap. And if it is, then it's going to come with probably some bad strings attached to it. And so I have to construct a life. If you really want a life that that it fully encompasses all of your passions, you're going to have to work really hard to get there. You're going to have to do some long nights, long weekends, because it's just how life is. I think I thought when I was younger, as many of us do probably, is that I just need to find the thing I do it well, and then everything's going to work out. And that's just not how it works, as far as I can see. What it is you find the thing you do, and then you fight like hell to keep it in your life. And that doesn't end either. I don't think there's a time where that's going to end for me. Paper sky, plastic moon, build my world and nothing true except regret. Even rain ain't wet. Years will change, poverty, fame, and rescue me, love, when it all looks the same to you. Calling angels across invisible telephone wire, pushing tables styrofoam, toy cars, we're driving home with open doors. See the sawdust shores. All that shines is cold and dark, so rescue me, love, with your beating heart. I'm through. Calling angels across invisible telephone wires, pushing tables like I'm a ghost, and I want you to find and shine your love. I want you to find and shine your love. I want you to find and shine your love. Paper sky, plastic moon, build my world I thought would keep me close to you, but she lost the key. Life is long, tell me I'm wrong, rescue me, love, before I am gone. And see, calling angels across invisible telephone wires, pushing tables like I'm a ghost, and I want you to find and shine your love. Ooh, want you to find and shine your love. Ooh, want you to find and shine your love. Y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.